The question reads, there were some people on a train. 19 people get off the train at the first stop. 17 people get on the train. Now there are 63 people on the train. How many people were on the train to begin with? Mother Louise Bloxham shared the test on Twitter as she couldn't believe the tough teaser was aimed at children as young as 6. And her followers were certainly left confused as they battled to figure out the correct answer. Scroll down for video. Neil Hughes and Robin Duckworth insisted the answer was definitely 65, as did Louis Hatto, who worked it out using algebra. X 19 plus 17 equals 63. X equals 65, he added. That's quite hard for year 2. But Louise confused things further by explaining someone had posted the answer on a Facebook forum for teachers saying it was definitely 46. You ignore the 19, they are a red herring presumably. So 63 minus 17 equals 46. The correct answer is in fact 65, which you arrive at by subtracting the 17 people who just boarded from the current number of passengers. 63 to get 46. Then you add the 19 passengers who got off to arrive at 65. The math test is just the latest in a long line of challenges to leave the internet puzzled, including a Where's Wally-style puzzle featuring William Shakespeare hiding among characters from some of his most famous works, including Hamlet, Lady Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Othello. It was created by Sally Ann Heron, 25, illustrator for 720.com, who made the image to honor the world's most famous playwright on the anniversary of his death in April 1616. It was a real labor of love, she said. I wanted to do something that would make people stop and think about the great man on his 400th birthday. The bard is in fact hiding towards the bottom right-hand corner of the image, just above Lady Macbeth throwing up her blood-stained hands, a riddle involving a restaurant bill that doesn't seem to add up because of a missing £1 also left people baffled after resurfacing online. The puzzle is a classic riddle and centers around 3 friends who split a bill of £30 at the end of their restaurant meal, each paying £10. After the waiter takes their money, he realizes that he's made a mistake in totting up the bill, and instead of £30, the party should only have been charged £25. However, he can't figure out how to split £5 evenly, so he decides to give each diner back £1 from the extra £5 and keep £2 for himself. Each of the 3 diners gets £1 back, that meaning they paid £9 each for their meal, bringing the total to £27. If the waiter keeps £2, that brings the total to £29. So where did the other £1 go? The answer is that the £1 is not actually missing. You just need to approach the calculation in a different way. You add it up by taking into account the £25 cost of the meal, plus the £3 given to the diners and the £2 kept by the waiter, which works out at £30. This riddle, what's known as an informal fallacy, meaning there is a defect in the way you are arguing for the solution. Another challenge saw Imgur user Samuel Thorne pay tribute to the Queen's 90th birthday by doctoring her official birthday portrait featuring Prince Charles, the Queen, a grinning Prince George, and Prince William by adding the monarch's face 90 times. The image featured the monarch hidden in the furniture, carpet and wallpaper of the palace. Each of the royals' faces was replaced with that of Her Majesty, and in a rather creepy twist, her face even appeared on various body parts including her own knees and Charles' fingernails. Those who did manage to seek out all 90 photos of the Queen may have noticed a 91st face in the picture peering over the right elbow of Prince Charles. Bizarrely, Samuel chose to Photoshop in an additional photograph of singer-songwriter Iggy Pop for reasons unexplained. Earlier this month, an optical illusion set social media into a frenzy with thousands struggling to work out the image. Savannah Root from Lamar, Missouri, shared the black drawing on Facebook, and since the image has received more than 26,000 likes, 4,500 shares and nearly 9,000 comments in the post. She wrote, "I stared at this picture for an hour trying to figure out what it was." She then invited others to post below about what they thought the image represented. While some managed to spot the hidden silhouette of a cowboy straight away, many were left entirely stumped and thought the painting looked like a bat. More obscure suggestions included a rat hanging upside down with wings, a bird carrying a baby, and a penguin doing a wee. Samantha JH wrote, "OMG, so creepy. I was staring and staring at it thinking it was a bat upside down and turned away and looked back and bam, I see the man's face in a cowboy hat. Half white, half black." Meanwhile, Stephen Foley asked, "Is it a penguin doing a female?" Obviously, and licking his lips. Samuel Ray also guessed wrong, bird carrying a baby, but Louise Jones simply wrote, "It looked like a black mess." Others were left frustrated by the image, having not been able to work out what it was. Victoria McCrae wrote, "I know that Savannah said not to say what it is once he got it, but I'm so grateful for those who did. As interesting as this is, I don't have an hour to spend staring at one Facebook post. I really don't, so thank you." Jennifer Alexander said, "I never would have seen it. I had to check the comments, and some people spotted it straight away, leaving them wondering what all the fuss was about." Nathan Precious said, "Saw a cowboy straight away and spent half an hour looking for what it was supposed to be. Turned out to be a cowboy." With the image causing such a stir online, a number of people started offering tips for those who were unable to see the figure in the drawing. Barbara Topping wrote, "Close your eyes and squint at it and it becomes clear." Holly Spanger suggested another technique. Place your hand over the dark side. You should be able to see it. This illusion is just the latest in a long line of puzzles and brain teasers that have taken the web by storm, showing just how little we know about how our brains work. Yesterday, two hearts which appear to be a different color, one purple and the other a bright red, left people on social media stumped. The hearts are, in fact, exactly the same hue, a vivid pink. In fact, it is the placement of the geometric stripe that fools our brains into seeing something which isn't really there. The narrator on the video from Bite Size Psych explains, if you zoom in on the picture you find that the striped bars aren't actually the same color. These surrounding blue bars make the heart seem purple while these surrounding green bars make the heart seem orange. This gives us a vital clue to how our vision works. It suggests that we perceive an object's color based on its proximity and contrast with surrounding shades. The video has so far amassed 29,000 views on YouTube. Meanwhile, Tim Urban and Andrew Finn of the website who20tweet.com have created a fiendishly difficult puzzle based around 3 jelly beans. The premise of the brain teaser is that you have to choose to eat one of 3 jelly beans laid out on a stump, 2 of which are poisonous. 2 of the jelly beans on the stump are poisonous. You'll die within 30 seconds of eating either one of them, the riddle explains, but one of the jelly beans isn't poisonous and won't harm you at all. All 3 of the jelly beans are delicious. The situation works like this: you pick one of the jelly beans and eat it. And if you happen to pick the non-poisonous one, you're free to go. According to the riddle, you decide to pick up the green jelly bean, but just before you eat it, a man takes away the blue jelly bean, explaining that it's definitely poisonous. That leaves the red one on the stump and the green one still in your hand. You get one last chance to change your mind about which one to take. Solving the riddle involves choosing between the red and green jelly beans, one of which is definitely poisonous. You might think that now it's down to 2 jelly beans, that there's a 50-50 chance you have the poisonous one and decide to stick with green. In fact, it's twice as likely to poisonous, and the red jelly bean is 2/3 more likely to be safe. When you initially picked the green jelly bean, there was a 1/3 chance that it was a safe one to eat, and a 2/3 chance that it was poisonous and the safe one was still on the stump. Tim Urban of Wait But Why explained, when the man removed a poisonous blue jelly bean from the stump, it told you no new info about the green jelly bean in your hand that still had a 1/3 chance of being safe, but removing the blue jelly bean told you a lot about the red jelly bean. It told you that if the safe jelly bean had been on the stump, The red one is safe. Put another way, if you picked a poisonous jelly bean which you would do 2/3 of the time, then choosing to switch after he removes one will save you every time. If you pick the safe one to start off with, which happens 1/3 of the time, then switching will kill you. So switching is a good choice 2/3 of the time. The test is just the latest in a string of popular brain teasers sweeping the net. Recently, puzzlers were challenged to find the hidden picture inside a red circle. The brain teaser was set to test the internet's vision, with people able to see everything from a detailed image to just an outline, while others struggled to spot anything at all. While some claimed they could see the whole image in perfect detail, others were left scratching their heads in confusion. When the dot is flipped, you can clearly see a detailed sketch of a horse complete with a mane and tail, saddle and bridle, and grass around his feet. Some people can only see the outline of the image before the red spot is flipped, while others say they can see much more. Try the test below to see how you get on. An image of an iPhone screen became an internet sensation recently as thousands of people deliberated over the photo, which was widely shared along with the question, how many threes can you see in this picture? Social networkers came up with the most common answers of either 15, 19 or 21, but which answer is correct? There are in fact 19 number threes pictured in the image, but there could be 21 depending on how you interpret the question. Apart from the 8 threes in the phone number, there are 2 threes on the keypad as the number 8 button has been replaced at 3:33 p.m. The time also contains 3 number threes, and the battery power at 33% contains another 2, that totals 15. The answer many social networkers have come to. On closer inspection, however, there are further 4 hidden digits, totaling 19. 3 of the letters in the contact's name have been replaced with threes, and the letter I on the number 4 key has also been replaced. But many online posts give the answer to be 21, with people seeming convinced that there are further 2 threes in the image. The differing opinions come down to the interpretation of the question. The images has been widely shared on Facebook and Twitter with the message, how many threes do you see in this picture? Many users have included the network bar and Wi-Fi signal, both of which show 3 bars. But whether 19 or 21 is the correct answer is a matter of opinion. The puzzle, which has been widely shared on Facebook and Twitter after resurfacing again online, has instigated heated debate, with many left flummoxed at how others arrive at a different answer. Twitter user Donnie posted, "This thing annoyed the hell out of me when someone said 21. I was like, no, there's 18 until I looked again properly, haha." Facebook Ravi Vidadhar Pathak came to a grander total and said 28 if it's said to count everything that resembles to 3, including the network signal, which is 3 dots, the page info on left, which is 3, the buttons having 3 letters ABC. Another philosophical Facebook user Mark Joseph posted, "I see only 2 and technically I'm correct cause he never asked how many threes are there in the pic." Athene Whitfield finally concluded the answer was 19, but I'd made so many previous guesses. She posted, "I got to that in the end but thought I can't send an answer through again. Was getting embarrassed." One user by the name of Sarah was so involved in the problem she posted a mock-up of the screen with the potential answers highlighted in purple. When a friend posted, "Not sure where you get 20 from," she posted, "Now I'm not sure." It follows an optical illusion poster featuring tigers that resurfaced online this week, asking viewers to guess how many animals it featured. On close inspection, the picture has the big cats hiding in the bushes, bark, and even the sky. The image, which appears to have been produced as a poster, has 2 adult tigers and their 2 cubs in the foreground. After that, it becomes trickier to track down the felines in the picture, but there are 12 other tiger faces hidden. In the foliage to the right of the tigers, there is a fern in the shape of a tiger's face, with 2 hiding in the dirt beneath the tiger's feet. In the top of the picture, there are 5 feline faces hidden within the branches of the trees. while another two are seen in the wide trunk of the tree on the left of the picture, and another tiger's face is seen on the left behind it, and the last one is hidden in the soil below. The poster, which features 16 in total, appears to be aimed at children, like many of the logic puzzles which have stormed the internet recently. Another recent brain teaser saw a children's picture with tourists at a holiday campsite and challenged them to answer a list of 9 questions. The image is thought to be from an old children's magazine, according to The Independent. But the tough questions are likely to also leave adults scratching their heads. The black and white drawing showed 3 people at the campsite. One is standing by the cooking pot with a ladle, another is rifling through his backpack, and a third is taking photos. A sign nailed to a tree states said, "On duty, 7, Peter, 8, James, 9 feet. The final name is obscured, but the number 10 is visible. 1. How many tourists are staying at this camp? 2. When did they arrive? Today or a few days ago? 3. How did they get here? 4. Is there a town nearby? 5. Where does the wind blow from, north or south? 6. What time of day is it? 7. Where did Alex go? 8. Who was on duty yesterday? 9. What date is it today? Scroll down for answers. A picnic blanket with 4 plates, 4 spoons and a watermelon is laid out on the ground, and a hen is scratching in the grass nearby. A tent is pitched and a spider has built a cobweb between the edge of the tent and a nearby tree. The first question asks how many people are staying at the camp. They must also figure out whether they arrived that day or a few days earlier, how they got there, and how far away the closest town is. In addition, they are asked whether the wind is blowing from north or south and what time of day it is. The next question is to state where someone called Alex went. Finally, they must figure out who was on duty yesterday and what day of the week it is. Unlike the many cartoons that have swept the web in recent months challenging users to spot figures hidden in the sea animals or Star Wars characters, this puzzle relies on deduction. The answer to how many tourists there are is relatively easy to figure out, as there are 4 spoons and plates on the blanket and 4 names on the duty list. The answer is quite obvious. The cobweb gives a clue to when the group arrived, as it must have been a few days earlier. To give the spider time to build it, an oar leaning up against the tree is the key to figuring out how they got there. By boat, the hen indicates that the nearest town is not far away, as it's managed to wander into the campsite. A flag on the tent, known as a windsock, shows that the wind is blowing from the south. But to figure this out, you need to be aware that branches on the southern side of trees in the UK get more sun and grow more densely. 1. There are 4 tourists, 4 spoons on the picnic blanket, and 4 names on the duty list. 2. They arrived a few days ago. A spider's web has appeared between their tent and a tree in that time. 3. They got there by boat, not the oars by the tree. 4. No, a village is not far because there's a chicken wandering around. 5. The wind is blowing from the south. A flag that shows the wind direction is on top of the tent to tell which direction is which. Look at the branches. They're normally bigger on the southern side of trees if you're in the northern hemisphere. 6. It's morning. Take the answer from question 5 to figure out east and west, then work out the time based on the shadows. 7. Alex is catching butterflies. His net is behind the tent. 8. Colin was on duty yesterday. Colin is rummaging through his backpack, marked with AC. Alex is catching butterflies. James is taking photos as his tripod can be seen sticking out of his bag. This leaves Peter. Then, according to the list, that means Colin was on duty yesterday. 9. Today is August 8th. According to the list, Peter is on duty, and there is a watermelon, which ripened in August, on the ground. To figure out the time, you need to use the previous answer, which tells you south from north, to figure out where is east and west and deduce the time based on shadows. The answer is that it's morning because the boy by the cook pot's shadow extends to the west. Because we are asked where Alex went, we can assume he's not visible in the picture. However, a butterfly net can be seen behind the tent. So the answer is that he's gone to catch butterflies. To figure out who was on duty yesterday, first consider that: Peter, James and Alex are staying at the camp. We know that Alex is catching butterflies and the person taking photos must be James, as there's a tripod sticking out of the bag marked J. The person looking through the backpack is : as it's marked with a C. That means Peter must be the one standing by the cooking pot. If Peter is on duty today, then according to the list on the tree, was on duty yesterday. Figuring out the day of the month isn't too tricky, as according to the duty list it's the 8th of the month, but establishing what month it is may prove rather more difficult. The solution lies in the watermelon on the picnic blanket. The answer is August 8th. But you would have to be aware that it's the month in which watermelons ripen to find the correct answer. Its long list of questions makes the puzzle even more baffling than a challenge by Gergely Dudas, who first drove the internet mad trying to find a panda among a group of snowmen and a cat blended into rows of owls. The Hungarian cartoonist posted his latest puzzle a few days ago to celebrate Easter, challenging fans to find an egg cleverly disguised alongside a group of bunnies.